Hi everyone, this is Sanat from Technique, and what I wanted to show you today was a basic Attio and Clay setup where we push information from Attio into Clay, get some enriched data back, and then update the Attio records. If you're not familiar with Attio or Clay, this is not the video to kind of go in depth about those tools. I have some other content around that, or if you reach out to me, I'll send you some resources. But here I'm assuming you already know about these tools and are either using them or are planning to use them. So just with a high level overview, Attio is a modern CRM. It's kind of built for AI first, automation first, has a really powerful automation engine, but more importantly, it gives you all kinds of data and AI enrichment. So when you fill in a contact, it'll automatically update their information with whatever is available on the web. You can then use AI to find more information on the web or to classify records, all kinds of fun stuff. And Attio is kind of AI first, which I think makes it different from a lot of other CRMs. Clay, on the other hand, is more of a what we call a data orchestration and enrichment engine. It's a lot of fancy words for basically saying Clay will help you either build lists of prospects or enrich existing lists of prospects and clients with the latest data. And so Clay integrates with a whole bunch of tools. It's really cool. And one of the reasons I wanted to highlight this integration is even though Attio does a lot of stuff great, Clay ultimately is better at that data enrichment piece. So if I'm looking, for additional information, more often than not, I'm going to Clay. And so there's that functionality, but also the cost is a little bit different. Attio, for the most part, in my opinion, is quite cost effective actually, but Clay lets you do other things like if you want to use your own API keys, you end up saving a lot of money from Clay that way. So there are different scenarios. I'm highlighting a very basic example today. I'm not kind of reinventing the wheel. I just want to show you what this would look like. I will be doing a deeper dive into how I actually built this kind of integration because I think that could be helpful to people. So if you're someone who could benefit from that, just let me know and I'll kind of prioritize that video. So the goal for today is first of all to show you, what does this integration look like? What are we actually doing? Show you a manual record being enriched, and then I'll show you how this is basically done automatically. So let's dive right in. Our basic flow is actually quite straightforward. There's different ways of representing this, but what I want you to know is the white represents a tool, the gray represents a connection between these different tools. And so, what we're doing is we're going to do something in Attio, which is we're going to be adding a person to a list. We're going to be sending over this HTTP request. All that means is Attio's letting Clay know, hey, there's some information for you, and Clay accepts that information. So Clay will receive it and then enrich that data, and then do the same thing, send the information back to Attio, and we'll have the updated slash enriched records in Attio. So let's dive right in. So I'm going to pull up my Attio here. What you'll see is that I have a list here of marketing qualified leads. So I have a bunch of MQLs I'm going to be dealing with. And so what you'll see is I have, when it comes to our contacts, we have the person's name, email, company domain, and in general, this information is what's going to be blank. So what we're going to do is we're going to send over this information to Clay. Clay, takes what's called a webhook, and webhook is basically just the receiving side of the data. It'll automatically fill in the information that we're sending, which you'll see in blue. So things like their full name, their email, their company name, their domain name, and then here we have the green, which is the information we're going to be updating and enriching on the Clay end. So you'll see, we'll get their title, their summary, and most importantly, their LinkedIn profile here, and then we'll just run the update so that we send this information over to Attio. So I'm just using a standard enrichment. This is actually a pre-existing enrichment. But yeah, let's dive right into this. So you'll see right now we're row number 4. The name is Raish Month. Let's add my friend Jacob here. Jacob runs an awesome app called Relay.app, which is an automation tool. So if you're looking to improve your personal productivity, or if you're looking to improve your business productivity, definitely check it out. Very cool. So now I'm gonna add Jacob to my MQL list. So you'll see I have some information filled out already. I don't have all this information filled out. And you'll see it automatically sent it to Clay on this end. We were on road 24, as you'll remember, with Rishmont. Now we're on row 25 with Jacob. And so I'm running this manually. So let me just run this row. What's going to happen here as it starts updating is it's going to fill in this information. I'm going to just save you some time by skipping this. So you'll see here we've started filling that information out. We got all that information, and then we have a success status code. And up here, you'll see, hey, we've updated all that information we were looking for. Let's do the exact same thing, except this time I'm going to turn on the table to do this automatically. Okay, so remember we're on row 25 with Jacob. Let's quickly. So I'm going to add my friend Reshman, who runs an AI product company called Steps AI, a very cool company. Add to list. So you see it's added here. Let's just take this one step at a time. Over here, you'll see it added Reshman automatically to row 26. Now it's doing the update. See here, it does the update. And then it's also updated up here. So now imagine if you're getting, a dozen leads or 120 leads or 1,200 leads, whatever it might be. You can just have this automatically running so that you're not, manually going and adding it. So yeah, that's basically this in a nutshell. Thanks for watching. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions or need any assistance. Always happy to kind of dive deep into this stuff. Thanks for watching. What I did want to quickly do for anyone who's looking to understand the automation a bit better, then I'm going to do a deeper dive, but just a quick overview. So what's actually happening here, if I go back to my chart or my graph over here, we have Attio triggering a workflow. Then we have Clay receiving that workflow, like we said with the webhook, and then Attio triggering, excuse me, a second workflow. So if I just show you what the workflows look like, this is the first workflow. So as you can see, excuse me, we have a record added to the list. Then we send a request with that information that we've highlighted: first name, last name, email address, domain, etc. So this is then sent over to Clay, and then you saw Clay do its thing over here. And then finally, we have Attio then receiving the information back. So this is the Clay webhook. We just take that and break it into digestible parts for Attio, and then we update this on the Attio end. So I will be doing a deeper dive into this. I'll kind of teach you how to build this start to finish. But if you're a little bit more, either technically or automation minded, hopefully this is pretty straightforward for you. Thanks for watching.